Charles Dance, OBE, is an English actor, screenwriter, and film director. Dance typically plays assertive bureaucrats or villains. Some of his most high-profile roles are Tywin Lannister in HBO's Game of Thrones, Guy Perrin in The Jewel in the Crown, Sardonum Spa in The Golden Child, Dr. Jonathan Clemens in Alien 3, Benedict in Last Action Hero, The Master Vampire in Dracula Untold, Lord Havelock Veterinary in Terry Pratchett's Going Postal, and Alistair Denniston in The Imitation Game. Early life. Charles Dance was born Walter Dance, in Redditch, Worcestershire, the son of Eleanor, a cook, and Walter Dance, an engineer. Growing up in Plymouth, he attended Widey Technical School for Boys in Crown Hill. Career. The Royal Shakespeare Company. Dance was a member of the Royal Shakespeare Company during the mid to late 1970s and was in many of their productions, in London and Stratford-upon-Avon. Later he returned to the RSC to take the title role in Coriolanus at Stratford-upon-Avon and Newcastle in 1989, and at the Barbican Theatre in 1990. He received rave reviews and a Critics' Circle Best Actor award for his performance as the Oxford Don C.S. Lewis in William Nicholson's Shadowlands, in the 2007 stage revival. Television and film. Dance made his screen debut in 1974, in a BBC mystery series Father Brown as Commandant Neil O'Brien in The Secret Garden. But his big break came 10 years later when he played the major role of Guy Perrin in The Jewel in the Crown, an adaptation of Paul Scott's novels that also made stars of Geraldine James and Art Malik. He has also starred in many other British television dramas such as Edward VII, Murder Rooms, Randall and Hopkirk, Rebecca, The Phantom of the Opera, Fingersmith and Bleak House. He was name-checked in the British comedy series Absolutely Fabulous, as being slated to play the title character in The Life of Jesus Christ 2, which was filming in Morocco at the same time as the main characters of the series were there for a photo shoot. He also played Guy Spencer, the pro-Hitler propagandist, in the second installment of Foyle's War, and had an ongoing role as Dr. Maltravers in the ITV drama Trinity. Dance made a guest appearance on the BBC drama series Merlin as the Witchfinder Aridian, and as a vainglorious version of himself in the third series of Jam in Jerusalem. He played Havelock Veterinary in the 2010 Sky adaptation of Terry Pratchett's Going Postal. He played the role of Tywin Lannister in HBO's Game of Thrones, based on the Song of Ice and Fire novels by George R.R. Martin. Dance was wooed for the role by the producers whilst filming Your Highness in Belfast. Dance appeared in the first 4 seasons of the show, and reprised the role for the final time in the first episode of Season 5, despite his character's death in the previous season. Dance also played Conrad Knox on the British television series Strike Back Vengeance as the primary villain in the series. He appeared in Paris Connections as the Russian oligarch Alexander Burinsky. Dance made one of his earliest big-screen appearances in the 1981 James Bond film For Your Eyes Only as evil henchman Claws, though he turned down the opportunity to screen test for the James Bond role. In 1989 he played Bond creator Ian Fleming in Anglia Television's dramatised biography, GoldenEye. On 30 June 2013, Dance appeared amongst other celebrities in an episode of the BBC's Top Gear as a star in a reasonably priced car, for the debut of the Vauxhall Astra. Screenwriting and directing. Dance's debut film as a writer and director was Ladies in Lavender, which starred Judi Dench and Maggie Smith. In 2009, he directed his own adaptation of Alice Thomas Ellis's The Inn at the Edge of the World. Personal life. Dance married Joanna Haythorne in 1970. They have 2 children. After his marriage ended in 2004, he had a brief relationship with actress Sophia Myles, who was 34 years his junior. He became engaged to sculptor Eleanor Boorman in September 2010. They have a daughter, Rose, born in March 2012, though the two subsequently separated. Dance was appointed an officer of the Order of the British Empire on 17 June 2006. He lives in Kentish Town in North London. Filmography: Film for Your Eyes Only, Plenty, The Golden Child, Out on a Limb, White Mischief, Good Morning, Babylon, Hidden City, Pascali's Island, The Phantom of the Opera, Alien 3, Kalkstein, Last Action Hero, China Moon, Kabloonark, Century, Shortcut to Paradise, Space Truckers, Michael Collins, The Blood Oranges, What Rats Won't Do, Don't Go Breaking My Heart, Hilary and Jackie, Gosford Park, The Life and Adventures of Nicholas Nickleby, Dark Blue World, Black and White, Ali G and DeHose, Swimming Pool, Dolls, Scoop, Starter for 10, The Contractor, Ironclad, Your Highness, Midnight's Children, Underworld, Awakening, Patrick, Justin and the Knights of Valor, Bones of the Buddha, Narrator, VIY, Dracula Untold, The Imitation Game, Michiel de Ruyter, Woman in Gold, Child 44, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, Underworld, Next Generation, Television, Father Brown as Commandant Neil O'Brien, Edward VII as Prince Eddie, The Jewel in the Crown as Guy Perrin, Firstborn as Edward Forrester, The Phantom of the Opera as Eric, Rebecca as Maxim de Wintour, The Real Spartacus Narrator, A History of Britain EP 15, The Two Winstons as Winston Churchill, Foyle's War as Guy Spencer, St. John Bosco, Mission to Love, Fingersmith as Mr. Lilly, Bleak House as Mr. Tulkinghorn, Marple, By the Pricking of My Thumbs as Septimus Bligh, Jammin Jerusalem as himself, Merlin as Aradian, Trinity as Dr. Edmund Maltravers, Going Postal as Havelock Veterinary, This September as Edmund Ard, Game of Thrones as Tywin Lannister, Neverland as Dr. Richard Flood, Secret State, Strike Back, Vengeance as Conrad Knox. Top Gear appeared in Series 20, Episode 1, Was It Something I Said? Appeared in one episode as a guest narrator. Rosamund Pilcher's Shades of Love as Edmund Ard. The Great Fire as Lord Denton. Childhood's End as Corellin. Deadline Gallipoli as General Ian Hamilton. And Then There Were None as Justice Lawrence Wargrave. Stage Toad of Toad Hall as Badger. The Beggar's Opera as Wat Drury. The Taming of the Shrew as Philip, Three Sisters as Soliani, Hans Kohlhaas as Meissen, Born Yesterday as Hotel Manager, St. Joan as Baudricourt, The Sleeping Beauty as Prince, Travesties as Henry Carr, Hamlet as Fortinbras, Ronaldo, Player, Perkin Warbeck as Hyles Astley, Spanish Ambassador, Richard III as Catesby, Murderer, Henry V as Henry V, Henry IV Part 1 and Henry IV Part 2 as Prince John of Lancaster, As You Like It as Oliver, Henry V as Scroop Williams, Henry VI Part 2 as Buckingham, The Jail Diary of Albie Sachs as Whistling Guard, Freeman, Coriolanus as Volscian Lieutenant, Coriolanus as Tullus Aufidius, The Women Pirates as Blackie, Vosquin, The Changeling as Tommaso, Irma Lardus as Nestor, The Heiress as Morris Townsend, Turning Over as Frank, Coriolanus as Coriolanus, Three Sisters as Vershinin, Good as John Halder, Long Day's Journey into Night as James Tyrone, The Play What I Wrote as a guest star, Celebration as Richard, The Exonerated, A. Joe as Joe, Shadowlands as a C.S. Lewis, Video Games The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt as Emperor EMHYRVARM Rice,